Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to share with you the products that we use to get pregnant with baby number 2. I'm currently 5 weeks with baby number 2 and we are so incredibly excited, so over the moon. If you did not watch my finding out that I'm pregnant video, I will link it down below. But I made one of these when I was pregnant with my son and you guys seem to really like it, found it very helpful, and so I'm sitting down to record it again for this time around. And I will say before jumping in, I am so incredibly grateful that we got pregnant on the first try. And I know that that is not the case for the majority of people. I think some of these products definitely helped, and I'll explain that in a little bit, but I just feel so grateful. Okay, let's jump in. I will share with you the products that we use to get pregnant. The very first thing right off the bat, I'm just going to mention the fertility tracking app that I use, because I think that if you are trying to conceive, the best thing you can do is know your cycle inside and out, or as best to your ability. My personal favorite fertility tracking app has been Ovea. I've tried a few out there. I know everyone has their own favorite. I think my biggest advice when it comes to fertility tracking apps is, in the beginning, download a few, download 3, 4, 5 different apps, use them all for a few months. It's going to feel overwhelming, like you're juggling. But really quickly figure out which one suits you the best, suits your lifestyle the best, which one you like the most. And I just fell in love with Ovea. I love everything about the app. I find it so easy to use. I'm now using the Ovea pregnancy app. I used it with my son. I love that app. The Ovea fertility app just made it so incredibly easy, and this is not sponsored. None of these products are sponsored in this video, and it just made it so easy to track my fertility. And I think that's such a huge reason why, or contributed to why, we got pregnant on the first go. I knew I had like such a definite pinpoint of when I was potentially ovulating, and I just felt so empowered because I really knew my cycle and really had like such a good idea of what was going on in my body, and it was thanks to the app. So cannot recommend that enough. Okay, now let's talk prenatals. I take the Garden of Life My Kind Organics Certified Organic Whole Food Prenatal Multivitamin. I have been taking these, hopefully it'll focus. I've been taking these since I was pregnant with my son. This is what I started taking when we were trying to conceive the first time, all throughout my pregnancy, and then while I was breastfeeding. Stopped taking them for a little while, and then when we even just started thinking about wanting to try for baby number 2, I started taking them again. And your doctor will recommend that if you are thinking of trying to conceive, taking your prenatal vitamins is not gonna hurt. If anything, it'll just help getting some of those essential nutrients and vitamins in your system to help support a really healthy, fertile environment. So I really love these. They have everything you could possibly ask for in a vitamin, plus I like a certified organic food blend, which I really like. And there's also actually a stomach soothing blend in them for if you're experiencing any sort of nausea, especially in the beginning of pregnancy. So yeah, I'm a big fan of these. I've talked a lot about Preseed on my channel before. I've made reviews about it, and I'm gonna mention it here. Preseed, this is a personal lubricant. It is fertility friendly. It was developed by doctors. It's used in fertility clinics. I cannot rave about this enough. Obviously, do your own research, contact your doctor if you have any questions or concerns, but we absolutely loved this product. I didn't know going into trying to conceive with my son, there's an ingredient in certain lubricants called spermicide that will actually inhibit sperm from traveling up to meet your egg. It won't create a healthy environment for the sperm to travel through and in. And so when I heard that, I got nervous immediately and started doing some research and found this, and I really truly can't recommend it enough. It's pH balanced. It mimics your own cervical fluid, so if you are nervous that you're not producing enough fertile CM, then this can be a great substitute for that, and that's something that I definitely was a little bit concerned about. And yeah, this is the little tube you get. Like I mentioned, it was developed by doctors. It's used in fertility clinics. And then the really funny little bit, which I've talked about in other videos, is that it comes with these like little test tubes. You screw on the test tube, you push in how much you're gonna use or how much you think you'll need, and then you insert it, press like as if you're putting in a tampon and then go for it. I think the directions say that, yeah, you shouldn't do not store product in applicator for more than 30 minutes prior to use. You can put it in maybe like 10 minutes before you think you'll baby dance, or you can do it right before. I did have the question of like how much product I use, because these tubes hold up to 4 grams of Preseed lubricant. And I only ever used like 2, maybe 2.5 grams, but everyone's gonna be different, right? So get to know your own body. And so these are the disposable tubes. Guys, like I mentioned, I could not recommend this product enough. And when I think of like the products that I would use to get pregnant in the future, like this one always tops the list. I will link it down below. Okay, and last but not least, let's talk about ovulation tests, because they're a huge piece of the puzzle as well. When you are testing for ovulation, you want to make sure that you are using some good quality, high quality tests, because they are a really great indicator of when your LH surge is occurring and hopefully when you will ovulate and release an egg. So I have 2 favorites, 2 that I used, one strip test and one digital test. And I recommend, I really like using both, to be honest. I find that the digital test is a really good backup for the strip test. Like the strip test you can use every day. You can usually buy a whole pack of them pretty cheap on Amazon, and then the digital test is a really good backup reassurance that actually experiencing your LH surge. The little kit that I swear by is the Easy at Home Ovulation Test Kit. You get 50 LH tests and 20 HCG tests. I love their tests. I love their ovulation tests, and I love their pregnancy tests. I'll say that sometimes strip tests can be a little bit tricky to read. Sometimes the lines can look more like indentations than actual lines, but from my own experience, when you get a positive ovulation test, it is super positive. Like there's no question that is a positive test. That's a positive line, versus testing before your LH surge and just getting that almost like slight indentations, very light test line. I can say enough good things about these tests. I love that you get 50 ovulation tests. Love that you get 20 pregnancy tests. This can definitely last you for a few cycles. The digital test that I used was the Eveline ovulation test. I actually made a sponsored video with Eveline a few months back, and I love their digital tests. I love them. The test package comes with 5 tests and like a little scanner that you attach to your phone. And here's the scanner. Very cool. Goes over your phone's camera. That video to see how it works. It's really cool. It syncs up with their app, and it'll tell you whether you are in your low fertile window, high, or peak. The reason I love these tests so much was that they were just so straightforward, so incredibly easy to use, and I got that peak indicator that I was in my highest fertile window. It was just so clear, and I knew that like, okay, if we want to conceive, this is the time to do it. This together made for a pretty foolproof way of pinpointing exactly when my LH surge was occurring. So I cannot recommend these enough. So sweet friends, that is everything that I used to get pregnant this last go around. And I know that I did use, what is that product called? Pregnitude. I use Pregnitude. It's a fertility supplement that you put in water in the morning and the evening. It's supposed to help with the quality of your eggs and regulating your cycle. I used that with my son. I didn't use that this go around because my cycles were so incredibly normal. And circling back to the beginning of the video, I knew that they were so normal because I had been tracking them on Ovea. So I didn't feel like right off the bat I needed to start taking Pregnitude. I felt like if we started trying and it had been a few months and nothing was happening, then maybe I would give it a go again. But I figured for the first month, like, let's just keep it kind of basic and just use like the Preseed, and I'll take my prenatal vitamins, and hopefully those things coupled with knowing exactly when my LH surge is happening will hopefully result in a baby, and it did. So guys, if you have any products that you use to conceive that you absolutely swear by, definitely leave them down in the comments below. I will list everything that I can down in the description box. Don't forget to subscribe for more mommy, pregnancy, and lifestyle content, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.